and welcome to your Power Maths. Now, I know it's Power Maths time because it always happens after I've had my lunch. And when I look at the clock, I can see it says 1 o'clock because my big hand is pointing to the top, which means o'clock, and my little hand is pointing to 1. So it is 1 o'clock. Now, do you know what time we have our phonics? Or does it come after? You're right, it comes after our talk for writing, doesn't it? And it also, when we're at school, it comes after we've had a little chance to play as well. And that happens at 11 o'clock. So we've got our big hand to the top o'clock and our little hand is pointing at 11. So our phonics happens at 11 o'clock. Now, what comes before our phonics? What happens in our day? You're right, we start, don't we? First, we have our talk for writing. And our talk for writing happens at, what time is it? So we've got o'clock, and what number is it pointing to? 9. So first, we have talk for writing at 9. Then we have our phonics at 11. After that, we have our maths at 1 o'clock. So here we are. More on our time this week. Let me head over to my small screen so I can share some more ideas with you. Now, first, I've got to start off with an apology. I'm sorry. Yesterday, we talked a lot about first, then, after. And that does make sense, but I used the wrong word. It was meant to be first, then, later. Now, after does work. It's okay, it's still the right word, but it's not the one we were looking for this week with our Power Maths, so I'm sorry. So let's just have a recap of yesterday. So we looked, didn't we, at Alex's story about her eating lunch, getting home from school, and then going to school, and we decided that wasn't really the right order, was it? And we said yesterday, first Alex goes to school, then oh, it's a he, do apologise. So first Alex goes to school, then he eats lunch, and after that he goes home, which does make sense. But here we've got the word later. So we've got first Alex goes to school, then he eats lunch, later he goes home. So we've got to try and remember it's later, not after, with our words today. And that is my fault, so I do apologise. So we're going to have a look today at putting his story again in order, but this time we have got different pictures to look at. So we've got a picture of Alex in bed sharing a story with Dad. We've got a picture with Alex outside his house with a football, and we've got a picture of Alex again eating some dinner. Now we've got to look at these and think about, what does Alex do after school? Which one do you think he does first? Which one do you think he does then? And which one do you think he does later? So I'll pause the clip for a minute for you to have a really good look at these 3 pictures, and then we'll talk it through together. How did you get on? Brilliant. So let's just focus on the first picture. And the first picture is of Alex in bed. And what do you think's happening whilst he's in bed? Yes, I think it's his dad reading him a story. So when he comes home from school, do you think he goes straight to bed and has a story? No, I don't think so. So I don't think that one will come first, but we'll see in a second. Can you tell me what's happening in the second photo? You're right, he's playing football, isn't he? Maybe with his sister. And what time of day do you think it is? Yes, I think it's very close to being after school, because if you look at the sunshine and the sky, it's still very light, isn't it? In the first photo, you can see through the window that it's getting dark. But in the middle photo with him playing football, you can see the sun is still up and shining bright. Let's have a look at the last photo. It's a picture of Alex eating his dinner with his sister again. So we know that the bedtime probably comes last, don't we? Because that's what you do at the end of the day, go to bed. So we've got to work out between the football picture and the dinner picture, which one comes first. Now, they could come in any order, because you could come home from school, have some food, and then go out to play football. Or you could come home from school and play football and then come in for your dinner. But we've got to look carefully here at the sky, because the sky helps us know which part of the day we're looking at. So looking at the football picture and the dinner picture, which one do you think comes first? I think you're right, it's the football picture, isn't it? Because the sun is up and bright and there's a beautiful blue sky. So I think first he plays football. What do you think he does next? I think you're right again. I think he then has his lunch, doesn't he? Because if you have a look outside the window, you can see the sun has gone from being at the top of the sky, nice and bright, and it's moving down the sky, isn't it? Getting a little bit darker until it goes before nighttime, because the sun is setting, isn't it? So first he plays football, then he eats his dinner, later he has a story in bed. Shall we say it again? First he plays football, then he eats his dinner, later he has a story in bed. Pause the clip and see if you can say that time story at home. Brilliant. Now with pictures and photos, you all might have a slightly different answer, because it depends what we do as well. Like I said, he might have played football before he'd eaten his dinner, or he might have had his dinner and then played football. It was only the sun that really gave us a really big clue to tell us which part of the day it was. Now in your packs, you should have this photo, this picture. And this time it's not Alex, we've got a lovely, beautiful girl called Aisha. And Aisha has got a picture with maybe mummy on the park, a picture with mummy having dinner, and then maybe a picture of daddy picking her up. Or you might think it's something else. So at home today, have a go talking through with your adults at home or your siblings about what you can see in each picture. Now, as a bit of a clue, adults, if you're not quite sure which questions to ask, have a little read at the bottom, because it gives you clues on how to extend their learning. So all I want you to do today is have a little chat at home about which order you think these might happen in, and explain how you know, and also what's happening in these pictures, because we all might have a different story to tell. If you want to, you can cut them out and pop them in the right order if you think it's not the right order so far. Or I'm happy for you just to have a chat and talk to the people at home about what you can see in the pictures and what order you'll put them in. And try really hard to say first, then later. Sorry again about yesterday. So enjoy having a go, retelling your time story. I can't wait to see them on Dojos, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.